Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Carnage Reviews. My name is Eric. We're checking out another Asian film, this time from China, the notorious Category 3 film, The Untold Story. Before we find out what's in those pork buns, just a quick reminder to please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and it's the best way to keep up to date with my latest content. The Untold Story was directed by Herman Yao. It stars Danny Lee and Anthony Wong. The Untold Story centers around a man named Chang Chi Leon, who burns his ID and changes his identity to Wang Chi Hang. He does this to flee Hong Kong police after killing a man who would not lend him money. We then flash forward to Macau, where a family on the beach discovers a bag of body parts. As the police start to investigate, Chang Chi Leon, now Wang Chi Hang, comes up on their radar. He is now the owner of the Eight Immortals restaurant. Only problem is, the original owner has appeared to have vanished, along with his entire family. Chang is also putting some very strange meat in the pork buns. So, this movie is actually based on a real-life case known as the Eight Immortals Restaurant Murders. It occurred in 1985. A man killed a family of 10 in the restaurant after the owners refused to pay a gambling debt that they owed the man. He either stabbed or strangled each person before dismembering their bodies. In the Untold Story, Chang dismembers his victims and puts them in his pork buns. In the real-life case, this never actually happened. Besides the Untold Story being based on a real-life case, if the plot seems familiar, it's because the Ebola syndrome, which was also directed by the same director here and also stars Anthony Wong, has a near-identical plot with a few differences. The Untold Story came first. In my opinion, I tend to like Ebola syndrome over this film, but if you're a fan of Category 3 films and you haven't seen The Untold Story, you need to check this one out. Like Ebola Syndrome, The Untold Story has a lot of dark humor in it and goofy humor, especially when it comes to the police officers. I love how whenever we see the police chief, he's always with a different random hooker each time. In fact, I think this one here was actually in the Ebola Syndrome.
Let's go for lunch.
OK，波大好咩？
Anthony Wong does a really good job playing a psycho, and he definitely displays that here in The Untold Story. However, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, I feel like I prefer his performance in Ebola Syndrome over this film. In The Untold Story, he plays it a bit more straight. Given the subject matter and the fact that this is a Category 3 film, there is, of course, loads of sex and violence. There's a scene that'll never make you want to use chopsticks ever again. I have to wonder what this says about me, but after watching this movie, it made me really hungry. I really want to try a pork bun now. I've never had one before. But I think I'll take mine without the human remains in it, though. As I mentioned before, the film has a lot of humor in it, and at times it's goofy, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, which makes it all the more jarring when you get to the film's conclusion, which is just really dark. I mean, wow. At times, you're watching it and you can't believe you're actually watching what you're seeing. I'm not going to ruin it, but I'll just tell you this. It will be in your head for days. Even though I prefer Ebola Syndrome over The Untold Story, The Untold Story is still a good and effective film, and it's well made. It has a great performance by Anthony Wong, and it has a really cool mix of comedy, gore, and sleaze. I give The Untold Story 4.5 skulls. Thanks for checking out today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please tap that like button. And if you've seen The Untold Story, let me know in the comments what you think about the film. Is it better than the Ebola Syndrome, or is the Ebola Syndrome better? Let me know. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Remember, never piss off a Chinese woman.
我都係咁中意你啊！哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀啊！唔好去買船咯！
Well, really, never piss off a woman at all, period, no matter where they're from. With that said, take care, guys. Bye bye.